Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
And I'm Mike.
Today is Fermentation Friday, and today's plot is the Venerable Bede. Today is the feast of Saint Bede, also known as the Venerable Bede. And since he is a British saint, we are drinking from pint glasses this time around instead of our usual German steins.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, why is Bede venerable?
Well, according to a myth, an angel named him that.
Ooh.
Yeah. The guy who was writing the epitaph, the end of the day came, and he wasn't done writing on the headstone, so he left it there, went home, and when he came back, the word venerable had been added to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, why is today, the 25th of May, his feast?
Now, that's a funny one. Rumor has it he died on the 25th. However...
And most saints' days are on the day they die, sure.
Right. But he died after sundown, and according to Jewish reckoning, which was being used at the time, that meant he actually died on the 26th.
Well, it's not entirely inconsistent. We still use that in our liturgy. That's
Yeah.
why if you go to the Saturday Vigil Mass, it meets your Sunday obligation.
Yep. However, the funny thing is that the 26th was already the feast day of St. Augustine of Canterbury.
Another great saint.
Yeah, and when he was added to the general Roman calendar in 1899, the 26th was the feast day for Pope St. Gregory VII. So they moved his day to the 27th.
So the 26th was already the feast of Augustine of Canterbury, and the 26th was already the feast of St. Gregory VII.
Yep.
So the 26th was already two feast days, and they just didn't want Bede to be the third.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. So they made his feast day the 27th, which was changed back to the 25th in 1969, as it was likely the true day that he died upon. But it should be noted that his feast day is still celebrated on the 27th in the Orthodox Church.
Well, we all know that those guys don't like changing anything at all.
No,
Ever.
they really, really don't. But it is also...
Even if the change would be more accurate.
Yes, no. The change would require certain things to happen in order to verify that the change was correct, and those things just aren't going to happen. So, but there are some other churches, like our somewhat separated brothers of the Church of England and the Lutherans, who do also remember him on the 25th.
All right, so, besides dying somewhere between the 25th and the 26th, what else do we know about his life?
Well, he was born around 673, and he died in 735. He lived in northern England in an area known as Northumbria.
Northumbria.
Yes, which is in the area of present-day Tyne and Ware. He was a priest and wrote around 60 books, many of which we still have copies of today.
And what sort of books would he be writing?
Well,
Spy novels?
no spy novels. A number of them were biblical commentaries and exegetical, as well as a number of other theological works.
So you're saying that, like us, Bede was a guy who liked to taco about Jesus.
Oh, he loved to talk about Jesus. In fact, one of his best-known works is an ecclesiastical history of the English people.
Yes, I've heard done tell of this.
Yep. It tells the history of England, especially the northern area in which he was from. Let's start with what you know, right? And goes all the way from the time of Caesar up to his own time, including, at the end of it, a little biographical info on the writer himself.
That's very convenient for us to know more about his life.
Yeah.
So, what else should we know about the Venerable Bede?
Well, he's thought to have been the most learned man of his day.
Well, that's no small feat.
No, it isn't. Along with the books that he wrote on theology and history, he also wrote on geography, grammar, science, poetry, hymns, and calendars.
He wrote on calendars?
He wrote on calendars. Everybody wrote on calendars. It's a thing. I mean, doctor's appointment. Get groceries.
I'm betting that he did a different kind of writing on calendars.
Yes, he probably wrote about calendars, not so much on calendars.
Like what sorts of things?
Well, he had written on how to determine when Easter was.
That is a tricky one.
He also popularized the use of Anno Domini as a way of tracking dates of events in history.
That is very, very cool.
Yeah. He was a skilled translator, and he translated several works of church fathers for his fellow Anglo-Saxons.
Sure.
He also used references in his works. So even in the cases when we don't have the original work, we still have the quotes.
Even beyond just his eminent holiness, this guy is just incredibly, incredibly useful for us.
Yeah.
As a historical source.
And because of all the things that he did, all the good that he did for the church and for his fellow people, he was named Doctor of the Church, and was the only Doctor of the Church that was born in England, having been named one by Pope Leo XIII in 1899.
Wow. And, if I'm correct, even today, there are still only something on the order of 36 doctors of the church.
Yeah.
So, Venerable Bede is an extremely illustrious company.
Absolutely. And for something that, 36 over the course of 2,000 plus years, I mean, that is, really impressive.
Very much so.
So, go down below to the comment section. Let us know anything we may have missed about Saint Bede the Venerable. Also, maybe throw in a saint that you would like to hear us talk about and teach about in a future episode. While you're down there, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it, because let's be honest, you want to see more of our episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And, hit that like button, because who would watch the video all the way to this point if they didn't like it? And until next time, live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.